Okay. I don't know what this says about me, but let's see if this actually works. Let's shut my phone up, see if people want to talk about this. This is a developing situation. I don't know if this is going to turn into anything, if this is going to be nothing, but so hello everybody. If you're watching this either live or archived, my name is Spencer Presley. And hold on. So, yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5 maybe had a release date leak, and in, like, the weirdest way possible. Oh, sorry. If my audio is still quiet, let me know. How does that sound? Any better? So, alright, that's a first hearing about it. Alright, so yeah, let me know if people can hear me okay, if everything seems alright. Fun stuff like that. And, yeah, so we're going to have some audio. We're hopefully going to have somebody call in or whatnot if possible. This is a developing situation. So far I've looked at the Persona Central article very skeptic. Like, to a point where it was extremely weird how, like, brash and just quick it went up. So let's go back to Twitter. I don't know if I want to have... I guess everyone can kind of watch along with me. Let's throw this in OBS. Let's start having an adventure together of monitoring the situation with me. So let's go to browser. We're all running very fast and loose right now. Alright, so we have... no, I want screen share. As you guys can all tell, I am an OBS expert. So right now I'm going to pop over really fast to... Here we go. So it says release date 11/11/21, and then there's story and gameplay leaks. Screenshots from the trailer, stuff about a limited edition, and the whole thing is just really weird of like... You can't have a single screenshot of this? Like, that's what I don't get. Okay, so... Really, really strange. Let's see if I can get this all mirrored. Because I literally saw this and just went, oh man, that's fucking weird. Here we go. Cool, display setup. Enjoy the infinite loop of what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't know if we want to actually, like, look into this in terms of, like, spoilers, but... Yeah, let's just throw on some random Nocturne music, because Nocturne music can only be listened to so much. Oh, so on. How dare... How dare other things be unsended? Boy, I'm really just unable to talk or type or do anything. There we go. Okay. There's that. Music is now playing. Make it a little quieter. Okay, so people talking live. Hello, chat. You may see some repeat stuff here. Hi. Trying to get this all on here. Yes, for once, it was not Walmart Canada. Thank God. I want to get somebody in here to kind of bounce this off with me, but for the time being, let's go and look at this article and laugh at me for not having ad block. But actually, first, before I do that, I need to be kind and let my wife know. Hey, just letting you know I'm streaming because I'm an idiot, but the door is open, don't worry. Please come in when you get here. So yeah, let's go through this. I don't know if I want to read the details. We can kind of decide there, but... So apparently the official Japanese website updated early, had a release date, and had some details for the Japanese release. 11/11/21. Is it possible? Sure. I am on a thing, though, of the sense of, like, this is just gonna have to, like, get David in here. You know what? Fuck it. Well, I should see if David is here. Let's all look at my, stuff here. Let me hide myself really fast. Let me see if I can message old Dave Areno. Here we go. Let's just give him a cold call. If I called David right now, do you think he would even pick up? This is how fast and loose we're being. if David picks up, he's a true homie, because I've probably not messaged him in forever. Will David pick up? Also, I haven't even, like, tweeted about this. I should probably tweet about this. To, like, let people know that we're running around with our heads and legs off. But yeah, so whatever the hell is going on with Persona Central, it's just really weird. Okay, yeah, David, he's sleeping. Understandable. We all got it. We all got things to do. Let's test my love of Mac. I've not thrown Mac on here in a while. Big old Mac Daddy. Will Mac Daddy pick up for the Discord love? The Discord love. The Discord love. Boy, Discord, what a weird call. I have not actually ever heard this noise before. Alright, will anyone ever actually pick up? We have, one last homie I will try before we start talking to chat. Is Ozzy enough of a Discord homie to pick up first try? If not, I might just go into Discord and, open up the SMT and voice chat and see what people think. So the link should be in the thing below for this video, but I just kind of want to see what everyone else thinks about this. This is just kind of weird. I think everyone is literally sleeping. It's 11 o'clock where I am right now. Everybody just might be sleeping. We're just gonna enjoy the sweet, sultry tones of nobody picking up on Discord. Okay, so I'm just gonna go into the party chat? I don't even know. This shows how often I use our Discord. Let's go into the Expanse, I guess. Do I want the Expanse? No, we'll do general voice chat. So if you are in the SMT and Discord link below, and want to talk about this, there is a chat in the time being that's open. So yeah, ring anymore. There you go. OBS is alive. Gnarly is streaming. I could be rude and call him. Hard to say. Oh, there we go. We got somebody in here. Hello, mystery caller. Who would like to talk?
I want to hear you say that you were wrong.
Well, hey, I'm ready to be wrong. I have been an avid, even up until a couple of days ago, very much poo-pooing that this game is not coming out this year. I would like to say, if this leak is right, if this leak is right,
website. So I mean,
that being said, we still haven't seen a second of gameplay, and even if we do get gameplay, I could still see it getting pushed back last minute.
I mean, I guess that's possible, but the leak does say that it's part of the.
It might just be like a target or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they target for a November release, and if they don't, they can just delay it.
Here, let's try and go one at a time. So 481 in the chat, voice chat. I want to ask you, how do you think the general audience would react if... I'm trying to think of a phrase. How would they react if this release date is real, but we find out at E3 it is no longer a worldwide release? If they go, hey, we can make November in Japan, but we just can't make it worldwide. How would that go?
That would be stupid. That would be super stupid, because then, everyone is already very excited, for the Western release, and delaying it would be like a very, very bad PR move. I mean, look at Sony with Gran Turismo 7. They said that almost all the advertisement are saying that Gran Turismo 7 is a PS5 exclusive, and when they say that it's also cross-gen with PS4, everyone gets mad. So I don't think that they will delay this. No. What I mean by that is they would probably just going to target the November release head on.
Strange Depression. What about you? If you find out the date's true, but only for Japan, what's your reaction?
As long as the quality of the translation and dub are good, I'm okay. I've waited, almost 4 years now? Over 4 years since it got announced. But what's a couple more months? But
See,
your whole. Sorry.
no, you're good. I was just gonna say because unless Nintendo is really gonna go like hog wild, dick out, crazy at E3 for SMT5, which I would love nothing
I was
more.
about to say.
But like
Because
I just can't imagine them. Like the only way that I could see this release statement being so backed up and vilified is if we get a trailer at their direct, we get a like hour-long gameplay demo at the Treehouse Live, and they've just got like a huge info jizz dump, which like I would love. Everyone would love. Nobody would not want
I could
that.
see it just because with every game that was announced at the 27th Switch presentation, Nintendo kind of went all out with. Like we got like 2 years of ads for Octopath. Xenoblade 2 got a really strong ad push from Nintendo. Pretty much everything from that presentation did. Dragon Quest 11 got pushed really hard.
Oh, very interesting question. I kind of want to know what you all might think. And YQ, if you do want to say something, just let me know. I'm just trying to keep the crosstalk as much as possible. Is this Nintendo's big game? This is Nintendo really backing this game. As I don't think a lot of people really know that. Maybe through the directs it's kind of been aware. But like I'm wondering if this November date is real. Does this mean that like okay, this is their big November title. No Zelda, no Breath of the Wild, no new Mario, no Metroid. Well, obviously no Metroid.
You do have Pokemon coming out, which is a week after.
Pokemon, let me tell you, these guys could release day and date. And it's like, listen, here's your chibi game. There you go. It's for you guys. Like I'm getting a lot of ads. Like I'm getting a lot of ads for that remake, and I'm like, why are you advertising this? No one is seeing this game 6 months out of launch and being like, I need to pre-order the chibi Pokemon. That like you're either gonna buy it or not buy it.
Yeah.
I'll probably not gonna buy it. But I don't know.
Like I think they're going for completely different audiences, so I don't see Pokemon being competition for S&P. So. But it depends. Like with your whole interview with Connor, he said that recording, took place a year and a half before Nocturne ever released.
Spoilers, everybody. World exclusive, because I don't think anyone's ever actually said this. Recording for SMT5 has happened, like in English.
Oh, definitely. So it just depends. Like that means the script's done, but I don't know. There's also obviously, you gotta translate demon descriptions and skills and everything. And that I'm not, I'm not knowledgeable about everything about localization, but I do know that.
Well, from what I know, this does have Nintendo Treehouse localizing helping. I have not been told that almost anyone in a major asset of I have not been told that basically anyone in terms of Atlas is working on this in like a full-time role. Like right now, Atlas is basically Sega West, as a lot of us know, but like Atlas and Sega right now, they are crunching on Judgment. Like that is their big holiday. We got to get this out worldwide. So like they have a small couple of people working on it, like the same way we had TMS. But I think this TMS's localization is a very good parallel to probably what SMT5 is going to be in a good way. Like I think because Treehouse for the most part does really really good work, and from everything I've been told right now, SMT5 localizing work has been pretty much handled primarily by Nintendo Europe, who is the same people who did TMS Encore.
I'm okay with that. Nintendo Europe also did Xenoblade and Xenoblade 2, and I believe they did Bravely Default 2. No, wait, never mind. Bravely Default was handled by Dragon Quest 11. But no, Nintendo Europe does a really good job bringing over JRPGs.
Mm-hmm. Shonen Meathead, just to spread the mic level a little bit. Shonen Meathead, what are your thoughts on the maybe leak?
Just give me the game.
Just give me the game, baby. What if November's not even real? What if November's a fantasy?
So Persona Central is down.
If November's a fantasy, I'm gonna be real. Actually,
its website.
They can take
weird.
They can take. I'm actually fine. I'm actually fine with the game not necessarily coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
like I really don't like the idea of developers having to crunch. That's
Oh my
really,
god,
that's like,
especially now. Like even when the
Yeah.
pandemic started, I'm like guys, take all already there were already so many development issues with
Is
SMT5.
crunch
Like
culture bad over in Japan? Well, then again,
that's its own whole discussion. Like that's kind of tougher to say because like in Japan they don't view it like a lot of Western. Like I would actually say in terms of developers,
very work centric.
yeah, like I don't think a lot of devs look at crunch the way like people in the press probably do in the West. So like it's a thing for sure, but like even now, like it's one of those things of people aren't working harder now on SMT5 as opposed to when they worked on SMT4. I would say it's about an equal quality.
Yeah, no. It's just mainly like I remember some former Capcom developer. She was talking about how she was like did not have a fun time working at Capcom, and this is like a couple years ago. She had like a panel on it, and she was like, it hasn't, as like industry wise, I don't know how much better it's gotten, but they're making, I would say it's slowly getting better, because I think Square talked about it, and I think what was it, there's another company in particular that talked about it, but I'm drawing a blank. I know working at Konami sucks though. Don't ever work there though.
I mean, hey, they got that Yu-Gi-Oh money. They don't need to worry about us. Oh, sorry, you go.
I do think it's interesting though that this did leak, like a little over a week, but before E3.
Going back to the leak, we still have this thing. Has anyone had a single screenshot? Like, I'm not saying like the validity isn't like fair, but at the same point, literally not a single screenshot has been pulled. Like, that seems incredibly weird.
Can't even check Persona Central now because it's down.
Okay, well, I'm glad I have not refreshed yet. I'm glad that Oziak is nice enough to retweet me, but cannot fucking answer a Discord call. That's how you know true friendships have been broken. When they give you the retweet, but not the answer.
I mean, you have a bunch of websites reporting.
Also, this is interesting.
Oh, hold on.
Digital version for like 9,000 yen. Like,
yeah, the price is kind of interesting, but I mean, Japan's always been really funky with the prices. This one's just more weird of like, digital is vastly more expensive than standard.
Well, no, this is with
I think the pricing is weird, because you look at Scramble's price in Japan, that's about what the standard costs. So for a new Atlas game, that's a pretty normal cost.
Also, with the limited edition, it's like almost double the price. So I'm interested in what
it's gonna come with a real doll that's shaped like the protagonist.
What is it?
I would have said it would have come with a nightlight.
It comes with an item resembling the hero. Like, that is very weird.
I just wish that they would include like full OST, unlike some other company who would like arrangement and then just.
Say it comes packed with plenty of demons and music that embody SMT5. Does that mean it comes with this soundtrack?
Probably. I mean,
okay, hold on. We have a very special emergency guest. Okay, so did I tell you why I'm doing this live? Okay, so random Persona fan site leaked leaked the release date for Shin Megami Tensei 5 with no picture proof, no actual proof, but we're all just kind of taking it at face value for some reason, and everyone's kind of freaking out about it. They apparently say it's coming out November 11th, 2021. We still haven't seen any gameplay. Should people believe the rumors? You're very fair, you're unbiased, you don't actually plan on playing this game. This is your one chance to make your voice reveal. Yes or no? Big no? You gotta say yes or no? What if people just don't even think you're not even here? What if they're like, well, no, he lives alone. There's no one he's talking to right now. Alright, give me a kiss so it sounds like I'm talking to someone. Alright, I love you. I promise it won't be 9 hours. Please, by the way, I missed you all day. Please turn the AC. I'm so hot in here. It's so hot in the apartment. Okay, sorry. I had to say something. What is... Oh, you bought that? Okay. Alright, so... Matt the Wob really quick. I want to try and pass the mic along really quick. Damn it, every time. Matt the Wab, thank you. Also, I mean, hey, you can post the screenshot of it if you want. I'm wary about reading the description, even though I actually don't believe this is real. Dang, that looks so cool.
I mean, they did link the website. It's just no one. I'm looking on Twitter.
I
trying to,
I don't
find
know.
the
Do I need to
earliest-
put like a bounty on this? Like there has
Yeah,
to
like
be.
I'm trying to scroll back. Like when
Like-
did this start?
I saw it like literally like 30 minutes ago. I just can't believe
Yeah,
that
like,
nobody
there's
anywhere has
nothing
that.
between there's nothing between the Persona Central article and 7 minutes prior to someone posting Nocturne stuff.
So strange. But yeah. So Matt, like for you though, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, like, what can I think? We have barely seen anything in this game.
Okay, so quick interruption to be very rude. My wife apparently has decided to get into Pokemon card collecting just because it's now the hot thing. Who is a Pokemon TCG expert, or at least would know if what we have right now is really rare or not that big of a deal?
I might know.
Okay,
I used to play, and then I got a job.
Okay, this will be your moment to shine. How excited should she be that she has a Necroma V and it's really shiny and it looks like super black metallic-y looking?
Like, doesn't have like a special texture to it at
It's
all?
got
or is
yeah,
it
it's got
just,
the
like-
it's got the texture. It's got the like OMG. If Charizard looked like this, we'd be selling our house. Like that's how nice it looks.
That's an extremely good card, I would say, because like.
Oh, here we go.
there's,
It's
like,
got the
normal-
it's got the star, and even the star is like super shiny. Because I think that is how you know it's
Yeah,
like
like
super
if it's
rare.
not like a kind of texture to it, that's an alternate like super rare version of a card. Because I have an Umbreon that's like that.
Okay.
Uh,
By the way, all 94 people watching this live, I am so sorry and also so grateful for you all at the same time. Thank you so much. Can I post a Twitter link? Yeah, post a Twitter link, but I don't actually know if the chat on YouTube will let people. If not, you can throw it on the Discord and I can throw it into the chat.
Twitter link for.
Yeah, but oh, here's a great question because Atlas has to leak everything all the time. If this leak is true, and Beowulf, I want you to answer this because I feel like I've also been ignoring you. If this leak is true, will Atlas pull an Atlas and not acknowledge it until they were supposed to announce it at E3?
Yes.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
ignore it.
I mean, strikers like it's like the strikers moment, right?
I don't know. I would
Oh,
actually
oh.
say if this leak is legit, which I'm still very weird about, I would say this is probably their biggest leak of all time. Like, I can't think of any other
definitely.
game that people would... Okay, the tweet from Nintendo's is screenshots from Persona Central. It is not from the SMT website. Also, the way I know that is not from the SMT website is because all of these screenshots that are from there are literally
Yeah,
all
like-
from the trailer.
Yep, like one of those screenshots is from the original trailer, which is unimportant now.
Now, here's the real question. And I'll just put this out there just as another bounty, but even though I know it will not happen. If we get a Steelbook for SMT5 announced at E3, I will just automatically buy like 5 copies for everybody. Not like 5
take
copies. Not like 5 copies if
What?
you win a giveaway. I will just have to give everyone in the world 5 copies of this game.
Oh,
Steelbook announced.
you have money for that.
Well,
want
listen,
whatever job you have.
that's why I've been investing heavily in Pokemon cards and AMC stock. I'm very, very flush with cash for the time being until it crashes, and then I become very broke.
I see.
So yeah, Wu-Tang Clan. Do you have any thoughts on the leak you want to kind of throw out here while we are still scrambling at the seams? Actually, I want to look real quick. Has Persona Central seriously like not replied to this tweet at all? Like, you think this would be something like they'd be like, we gotta like do something about this? It's too bad that
Oh.
Reggie, the guy who runs the site, will absolutely never like do anything like public facing, because this would be great just to like call him and be like, we need to, like, I need a separate article to go up to explain why they put up this article, because right now this is just such a, because I think about it, if this was on any other site besides Persona Central, And even then, we shouldn't really give Persona Central like credit like they are people who break stories. They do not break stories. They get info and then they post about info like that.
Let me see how many sites are actually reporting on it.
Yeah, this is pretty late in the night for the West, so like I don't think it's that big of a deal. In terms of like mainstream press, I don't think people are gonna kind of be blowing up like that. Spencer, do you think SMT5 will appear in Nintendo Treehouse? If this game is at Treehouse, I will believe it's out this year. If Nintendo Treehouse will show this game live, even if it is just JP footage, I 1,000% believe this game is coming out this year. But that is the only way. Even if they show off SMT5 with a trailer and they show this date, until I see gameplay, the game is still super, super far. Because Nintendo has a really, really strict policy. They do not show gameplay until they know that gameplay is final.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's-
well, no. You know, we're what 12 days away from the Nintendo Direct.
That's
so-
true. I will say, this also might just be all circumstance because I wasn't excited about E3. I told people not to get excited about E3, and now that I've taken off E3, then SMT5 will get announced. That's the only way it makes sense.
Oh, baby!
Yeah, like Walmart scheduled me off E3, so I'm like, is this Destiny?
It's all Destiny, and then the exclusive Walmart Steelbook Edition will get announced, and then you'll be like, well, wait, why did you guys not have Nocturne? But okay, it doesn't matter. I'll take it anyway. Just give it to me.
Yeah, but I had to order Nocturne from GameStop because Walmart didn't have it. So, but
just
yeah, it all
wondering,
comes down to
how do
E3.
How do you accidentally update a website?
Well,
It had-
that's pretty easy because,
actually
like, yeah,
on there.
honestly, like it's not
I mean,
something you
You
type
just
up the
don't
night
hear about it,
before.
'cause-
Yeah, it can just kind of slip it because you'd be amazed how often like companies just forget about websites because for the most part, general consumers are not checking out websites.
yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
noon in Japan, so I don't. So it's like a good time to update the website.
like
They
I'm
might
trying to think of like a game that's leaked ahead of time that we knew about. Like, what wasn't Persona 5 Scramble leaked ahead of time? Like people found
Oh
that
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even
because
before
we
the
knew about
JP
P5,
reveal.
well, not Scramble, but P5S got leaked because Atlas put up the website early.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might have our first guest of the night of the not already in this chat variety. I'm going to. Oh wow, am I not actually friends with this person? That's really funny. Let me see if I can get Hagane from Velvet Network in here very, very fast. So hold on, I will be right back. Let's see if mystery guest Hagane will come in here. Dang, you bought like the fancy scale. You need to see something.
I'm not at the $50.
Thank you. Now come here. What'd you buy two?
I did.
Oh, I thought you bought two. That was the thing. Ooh. Okay, we have a call. What the fuck? I hope this is the right Hagane, otherwise this will be very awkward. Sega, join the call. I need some network thoughts. Trying to e-bag Hagane into some thoughts here. If you are in the Discord general chat, please stay in. I will jump back in if Hagane is unable to. He did reply back though, so that leaves me pretty optimistic. Also, to all 120 of you, man, you all are great. Please tag me in the comments if you have anything you want me to kind of see. That's a good way to have it ping to my attention. But yeah, so will we by the end of this live stream know if this leak was legit? Probably not. I don't think so. But I am still optimistic. And so I don't know, because I wouldn't have done this if I just thought, oh, this is really dumb. Like, hold on. Like, I wouldn't have done this live stream. I just thought, oh, this is dumb. Why is anyone talking about this? It's one of those weird things. Like, I have a weird gut feeling of, like, this is probably true, but I kind of want to just talk about what's going on behind the scenes. My guy's about to sleep. Make it fast. I'll make it up to you. Everyone's about to go to bed. How dare them? Everyone's busy tonight. Everyone is too busy to talk. YouTube chat, I will not... Oh, here we go. Check Discord. I'm already scared. Check. Discord, Spencer. SMT5 win. Discord, I do not think I've missed anything too extraordinary. You know what I will say? I'm going to actually check something right now. If... what is it? If Gnarly is still streaming, I will decide if I want to be really rude and call him. Because I know if I call him, there is a pretty good chance of him picking up. Yeah, Ozzy retweeted me, has not actually answered. He is a big scaredy cat crybaby, and I love him, but he will not answer me for some reason. So, alright, before I go back, we're going to check his stream. He is just, idling, I think, so we're going to give him a call and disrupt his entire life. He owes me. For some reason, I think he owes me. This may be horrifyingly loud. Let me know. Mirth, you can pop in the chat. There's no problem. Oh, I knew that was going to be loud. Oh, man. Enjoy all of that. Call Gnarly. Check Wario on Twitter. That's actually a good idea. Wario would probably be a good bet. Now let's see if he's enough of a homie to actually pick up on stream. It's because we know he's awake. Shin Megami Tensei leaked. Updated early. Screenshots of SMT5. Oh my gosh.
1, 3.
Dang. Everyone is too busy. This is insane. But we're going back to General. Because Sagane has got to be a nice boyfriend. So we're going back to General. Alright, so we're going to have a rule just because we have a lot of people in here. Let's try and all be muted and do like a one at a time thing unless someone says something absolutely horrendously heinous, if possible. Okay, so first up, because I don't think they've said that much to begin with, 481, who is the next person I should be very rude and just immediately assume that they are awake and try and get on this call?
I don't know. Have you tried Maka or something?
I tried Maka. Maka was a busy boy. I could try Kuro. I have also not talked to Kuro in a very, very long time.
Yeah, you could try him.
Dead memes. Dead memes, what are your thoughts on this currently rumored meme? Dead memes thinking about it. Dead memes typing about it. Dead memes gonna be like, I have no throat, I'm actually mute. How dare you make me do this? While we wait for Dead memes to say something or type something, Trinity, what are your thoughts on this most holy of nights? We've scared everybody. Everyone on Discord is too. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Mute the live stream though, just so we don't have the echo, please.
Yeah, yo, sorry. The stream is way behind on my end.
No worries, I get you, man. So what are your thoughts on all this debauchery?
Well, so I just read the leak, and I mean, you can't ever be 100% sure with these kind of things because you're just setting yourself up for failure. But as much as I want to tell myself it's going to be 2021, I'm going to hold out my hopes and just say it's going to be 2022 just so I don't let myself down. And I don't think we should spread this as complete truth just yet.
Oh my god, I know. Like even like making a title for this, I was like, I don't want to like be that guy who's like, Drama Alert Nation, we got SMT5 coming. It's like, oh, like I want to talk about it, but I don't want like people to jump into this.
You know, I came in, I was like, yo, I just hopped in. What's this all about? Some dude said SMT5. I was like, well, I surmised that much. It was in the title.
Dead Meme says, I'm not really sure, but for me it could be false. You know what would be actually a good thing? If I had any form of semblance or control in my life, but we're just going to do text chat to prove this right. YouTube and Discord, let me know right now. Just say true or false. Is this leak believable? Larrue, if you are in this chat and not able to be on here live, we're going to have to throw hands. Larrue, I will cold call you right now in YouTube delay time if someone doesn't like give me an answer. But yeah, say true or false if we think this is real or not. As I cold call Larrue because I am very rude. Also, I'm not sure if I have Larrue on Discord, but we will find out very shortly. True or false, gang? Are you ready to rise up? I have too many people on Discord, and I'm scared to actually look up what their names are. Alright. I'm streaming right now. Larrue, where are you streaming? Well, he's got a Twitch. Larrue, just because Larrue is on, that does not mean he cannot talk, though. So, Larrue, you better tell me right now before I press the Discord call to get your immediate thoughts. Because I don't need you for a podcast. I need hot, juicy, quick thoughts. Like a McDonald's cheeseburger. I don't want good facts or opinions. I want fast, quick, Little Caesars facts and opinions. I'm amazed how many people are kind of split right now in terms of true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Voice chat, lovelies, all of you beautiful people. Zeron, what are your thoughts on the leakage 2021 E3 Premi Edition? You can unmute yourself if you are able to.
For me, it's good.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited because this is my game of the year.
Game of the year? It's not even out. You are a madman. I love you. Stay in the chat. Larrue said call now, which means I have 5 seconds left. I will be right back. Will Larrue actually pick up? This is the best question. We've been asking everybody else. Larrue, you are the first real person not in my Discord to pick up. You are officially now the Little Caesars of SMT. How does that make you feel?
I'm pretty excited, to be honest.
Okay, as fellow Persona Central skeptics, I really want to pick your brain over this. When you saw this, and even now, is it not mind-blowing we have no screenshots or any proof?
I think that it's interesting because this sort of leak is a really bad idea for them to have published. If they did stumble upon this is like, if they had any interest in being good friends with Alice, that's probably gone now.
Well, that's the weird thing. I always tell people about Persona Central, Reggie is so weird in the sense of and not even in a bad way, but Reggie's thing is so hands off. Well, hands off in the way of Reggie doesn't ask for free things. Reggie does not do reviews. People at Atlas don't really interact with Persona Central. They don't do sponsored content. They are very kind of just two separate ships, except one watches the other a lot more in the night. So you're right though. There's a lot more for him to kind of lose by posting that. But then it just goes to this whole thing of I would need something. Give me an HTML leak. Give me even just a text document form, not just screenshots from the trailer. That's what I don't get. By the way, because you're streaming right now, are you streaming this just because I got to talk about it, or were you streaming yourself playing something?
I was literally playing Nocturne, and then I looked at the Twitter DM chat thing we have, and then that made me look at my Discord, and I saw that I had a lot of people being like, 75.
I at least appreciate that people are not taking this at all face value. If this was one of those things of if everyone kind of just universally thought, okay, this is fact and reason, I would be kind of worried because we haven't even talked about what you think about for it, but no, can you let people know when you saw that, because you're in the true camp, correct? Where are you at right now in terms of all the info, whether it be the details or just the date? What are your fan opinions of that?
Well, first, I'm pretty skeptical because I'm only really seeing that one Persona.
They are literally the only one talking about it. Every other site who's written about it is just quoting them.
And even within that, there's no Japanese people talking about it, which...
Right? That's what's so weird. This is from the JP site, and yet only one Western site picked up on this?
Yeah, so it's really weird, and I'm trying to even just see if I can work with the page and see if I can dig through it somehow, but it's just not. I don't know. I just have a lot of doubt. But they're so specific with things.
This is my weird conspiracy theory thought. If this was really real, and the info may be real, but if it actually did come from the website getting updated, I bet you 1,000% it would be the site would be pulled from servers. If the information was ever on those servers, they would not be up. But that SMT5 website is still live.
Yeah, actually I did find a couple of Japanese people talking about it, but they're only quoting the Persona Central thing. Yeah. I don't know. This seems really fishy. If they did this, then and they're wrong. They like completely tanked their credibility as a site, as a source for anything.
Did SMT5 kill Persona Central? That's the major news of the day.
You gotta change the title. You gotta get those extra Persona Central views. Like,
Oh my
I don't know,
gosh.
dude. Okay, the idea that this is real is like interesting because literally it's Law Nocturne. It's Lockturne. That's what the people in my chat were calling it. Because it's a law.
But by the way, really quick, because I am being a weirdo, I have not looked at the story details. So if you can kind of walk around, because I'm, even if there's 1% possibility, I just don't like ingesting stuff. Even like if I learn all of this at the Nintendo like Motherload ship event, cool. I would just rather see it in the way that Atlas wanted it intended, as opposed to random website a week and a half before. You know?
Yeah. This is my big takeaway. Literally, the only thing, if I kind of hope it's real, if only to validate my prediction, which I think I said, I might have even said it in our DM chat, that I believe this game is going to come out between October and December of this year. If this is real and it did come out November 11th, then it'll be like the third thing that I got right by guessing. And I feel like
I can't believe that we haven't even talked about this. Of like, do you think that date sticks? I'm in the camp of if this is real, and we do not see an hour of gameplay this month, it's still getting delayed. Because it being dated literally means nothing.
I don't think we're gonna get I think we'll probably get a gameplay trailer teaser thing, and we probably will get more info at Tokyo Game Show if this is actually real, because even if they announce the release date, they always kind of skimp until the last couple months right before.
True, but then we're in that. I know it seems weird because time is a flat circle, dude. If that's true, this game is 5 months away. That's peak Atlas. We're going to reveal everything time. Because if going by previous Atlas development rollout schedules and PR plans, what does Atlas love to do more than any company in the entire video game industry? And people never talk about this.
Mismarket their games?
Well, okay, no. In terms of like stuff they don't actually talk about, they are the best at being done with their games when they advertise it. When P5 had a release date, that game was content complete. Did that mean nothing got cut? Were there things that had to get worked on? Of course there were things that had to get worked on, but like, they do not give a date unless they, like a hard month, day, year. They do not do that anymore until they know it's done. And that's just an internal rule that they haven't really advertised that much, but that's because their notion is this. In terms of development, Atlas Japan specifically, you announce the date when it's done, and until then, you do everything until that goes into manufacturing. You do every day one patch, you do every 3-month patch, you do every piece of DLC. You make sure that not a single person gets paid to work on that game after it's shipped out, unless Nintendo Switches are on fire. And there is nothing to say that this game is going to be any different. So it's one of those cases of like, it would be bonkers if they did delay it. But that being said, I want to float an idea I kind of threw at some of the chat for this. How do you think not only yourself but the community would react? It's November, JP only. They roll back the worldwide thing. They're like, hey, we just can't do it in time logistically. So it's November for Japan, January for the West. Sorry, guys.
I just don't think that'll happen, because from what I know, there's a strong indication that this, like, part of what is part of why they're so silent is because of they're working really hard on doing an international, like, release thing. Like, they're actually trying to do, like, stay consistent with it. So I really think that if they did that, that'd be like a huge, like, step back in terms of like faith in Atlas and Sega and what they're capable of. Because honestly, I think that they've been pretty lacking in terms of transparency with regard to things that they're doing wrong, whether it's releasing a buggy game or even telling you what the bugs are in the buggy game.
Yeah, we won't even tell you when we fix the bugs. That's where we're at. But like another thing with it that's really weird is because I don't know how much more inside baseball you want to get, but I was kind of talking about this chat, is Atlas is not like Atlas West is not sweating day and night crunching on this game localizing. Nintendo is helping out big time. Atlas West is Sega West, and they are crunching on Lost Judgment. They are crunching on that getting done because that is their game. That is their game they have to make happen, where Nintendo is helping out a lot. I know people at Atlas are working on SMT5, but like I think people haven't really been talking that if it wasn't for Nintendo, there was no way this would be simultaneous relaunch. So I don't know what you've heard about that, but from everything that I have been told, Nintendo Europe big time helping, while like it like almost kind of similar to the TMS situation, but obviously a lot more hands are on deck. With obviously there being English dub and the game script being way bigger.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the things that's in this supposed are in this article, if it's to be believed, the level of detail that's in here makes me think that it's real. Though because of the way it's worded, it makes me think that they definitely use like a Google Translate because it's very wrong. There's some words that I know are like mistranslated. Like I didn't know what they meant at first because it was so off. So that almost lends itself to the credibility, because that tells me that they saw it and they rushed the gun to rushed to try to get it up as fast as possible.
They rushed the Google Translate highlight button.
Yeah, literally, because there's this one word in there that I'm like, bruh.
Is it the Da'ath?
No, that's they mistranslated that as well. But no,
okay, yeah, that was the only one I was thinking was the mistranslated one that I saw, but I haven't gone through it all. What was the other one?
It's the name of the spirit or whatever. They translated it as Nahovino, which is not. It doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what they meant, but the actual translation is Naobi no Kami. Like that's what they're trying to. It's pretty different. So it's like, yeah, if that almost lends itself to the realism, because no offense to Persona Central, but they're pretty good at leaving a lot of typos in.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, especially for something like, I mean, you're gonna be sloppy with a post like this. Like this post screamed to me, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like it would almost seem like one of those things like a news place would have ready for if like a celebrity dies, and they have the little section in for they can just copy paste what Google Translate said, of like, oh my god, something leaked, or oh my god, the date got revealed. Copy paste, change the headline, put the date. There you go. Throw some screenshots from an old trailer.
Yeah, basically. I'm like looking through the site too, like in disbelief, because I can't see anything. Like there's like literally nothing here. It's the most the way it looked before that it's ever been, if that makes sense. So other weird thing, and I will say this, the one thing that I thought gave it some funny credibility is I love how they even had the launch edition detailed along with the limited edition, of like that's the most Japanese thing ever, of like you don't like oh oops, that really, because that's always part of their, when you have the release date, you throw out the collector's edition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and their collector's edition pricing seemed right. Even the rating seemed about right. It's so weirdly detailed. The idea that they even say what's in it, but then again, it's so mistranslated, you can't tell what they're trying to say. This box condenses the game's charm. Like, what does that mean? I think they're trying to say that it has a charm as one of the pre-order bonuses or something.
My theory with the collector's edition, it is a real doll, a miniature real doll of the protagonist. That's what it is.
We got to know what his name is. Right now, he's Law Fiend for me.
Law Fiend.
This game, if the little tiny bit that they've described is to be believed, this is a law game. Which I was watching the trailer back with my with the people in my stream, and it just kind of, it seems so obvious now. Now, with this information, the context makes a little bit of sense. But I don't know. I just don't know. I'm like refreshing the site constantly because they put out a tweet saying, "Oh, sorry, so much traffic came through that it went down for a second." Which, yeah, I mean, maybe that's true.
I at the very least, another thing that's making me really doubt what's going on, I'm like, dude, you have Twitter. How would you not at least update your tweet being like, here's our source, I'm sorry there's no screenshots, like, oh, here we go, an hour ago. Huge surge of traffic, sorry about that, we're working on that. That's all they've posted? Like, that, to me, is just like, Because think about it, no one at Nintendo or Atlas who would get mad at them would contact them this late at night. Like, this would be a thing that leaks all night long, and, like no one is going to stop them except themselves. So actually, this is another one I really want to poke your head at, we were talking about. If this leak is true, I feel confident in saying this, but I kind of want to, because you're a fellow historian of things that aren't actually that big in history. I would say this is the biggest leak of Atlas history. Like, they have a long history of fucking their own shit up. This would be their biggest leak of all time, if this was real.
That's actually something I was saying in my stream. It's like, this is so Atlas that it's so Atlasian. I don't know. There has to be like a word to describe like the amount of like, this is so typical of Atlas to make such a colossal mistake. Like, they did that like already twice within the last like 3 years that I can think of off the top of my head.
3 years? The last 3 games of all. We don't even need to go back a year.
They just. I don't know how to say it nicely, but they're not good at keeping secrets. Atlas is a company that I would not tell anything important to because someone else would find out the next day. Jeez.
Now that being said, do you expect any difference of like? Because another thing when we were talking about leaks, will Atlas just bury their head in the sand? Because I think if this leak is true, they don't say anything until E3. And if it's wrong, they will say, hey, they're not going to disprove it, but they're going to say, we are excited for E3. Because something I was surprised, like, you know how, I actually haven't been following your social too much. You've not been, like, kind of riling up the E3, like, flames. Like, I really hate that a lot of people have been like, E3, it's SMT, baby, let's get rid... Like, please, don't do that, everybody. Go on with negative expectations every time. But, like, the schedule for E3 dropped today. And the one company who was never mentioned anywhere is Sega and Atlas. So, like, they have an out of, like, they could come out tomorrow and say, okay, guys, just letting you know, we are, we will be at E3, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, with, like, big games from Atlas and, like, that would be them saying, hey, something's happening, but it's not the league. So, like, just like, give us, like, an out. Because, like, we're less than 2 weeks away from E3, and Sega and Atlas literally have not advertised E3.
Yeah, which to me is like, I don't understand anybody building hype for E3 when it's pretty clear that Sega and Atlas.
Oh my god! As fellow Atlas historians, nothing shows that you're a Atlas bandwagon fan if you would get excited about E3. Atlas is never at E3. Even when Atlas Japan went to E3, they still had a terrible showing. Like, Atlas never does a blowout at E3, ever.
Yeah, so it's always stuff that you already knew.
Yeah, so, like, even remember, like, the last time anything, quote-unquote, big would have happened was P5, like, before it was out in Japan. And even that, it was, like, the bare minimum. Like, they barely did anything of note, and they just showed B-roll for, like, 30 minutes to, like, press behind closed doors. So, like, another first is, like, if SMT5 is here, which would only be because of Nintendo, because God knows Atlas would never do this themselves. Like, Nintendo is, like, pretty much, like, the make or break it for them, because I'm sorry to tell everybody, their E3 announcements have all already leaked, and you all don't care about them because you don't even know their names. So, unless you're frothing at the mouth for 2 Point University, this is your only hope for big Japanese news at E3 from Atlas.
Yeah, it's just super not traditional for Atlas. I can't even remember where they broke news, because I don't think they've ever done that. I don't think they've ever actually done a thing where news hit Atlas, or Atlas-related news hit at E3 before anything else. It's always Tokyo Game Show, or before, or sometimes it's Sega Fest, or sometimes it's their own exclusive thing. It's never E3. I can't even think of a time.
An important thing to also remember, you did mention TGS, but this is also kind of a wrinkle in that little thought, though. again, another big push that people don't talk about. Nintendo is a huge factor behind this game. They have buco money into this.
Oh yeah.
Who is one company who does not like going to TGS? Nintendo. So this might be kind of their only big public, like, no offense, Gamescom. Nintendo's not probably going to show SMT5 at Gamescom. Like, this is their big chance.
100% not, yeah. No, yeah, this, like, when you factor into that, then yeah, it's very much like, I think that even with the release, like, the release, I guess, concept or whatever is probably going to go through Nintendo, not unlike Tokyo Mirage Sessions in a way. I almost imagine it's going to be similar to that.
I actually haven't even gotten confirmation that Atlus is publishing this game physically. Like, I asked somebody because I was like, hey, Nintendo's really involved with this. Are you guys even publishing it? And I think what might happen is they have a Dragon Quest deal, or not even a Dragon Quest deal. They have a Square Enix deal, where even if Square Enix is making and publishing their own games in Japan, for whatever reason, Square Enix has such a cushy deal. Every game of theirs that comes out in Nintendo on the West, Nintendo publishes it. They take all the upfront cost.
Yeah. So, in saying all that, it's one of those things where I think that even in regards to the announcement stuff, I don't think that Atlus is going to be involved too much. I actually do feel like it's going to come through.
If Nintendo publishes it, we don't have to deal with the digital deluxe bullshit. That'll be so nice.
I feel like we're still going to get...
Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. If we get the digital deluxe bullshit for SMT5, this will be the game that makes people flip their shit. Like... You can say what you want about Scramble, you can say what you want about Nocturne, they're all bad examples, but if you do that for a worldwide simultaneous release, you know what's one market that doesn't like that bullshit and they have not done it for? Japan.
Bad. Yeah.
Japan is not going to, like, get that, no one's going to fucking Super Potato on launch day and going, cool, where's SMT5? They're like, nah, it's digital only. No, there will be literal riots.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like that would be one of the easiest ways to make it stop, though. Because I almost kind of want them to do it just so they can get the backlash, and maybe we'll just not have it anymore. That'd be awesome. Like, just get rid of this dumb digital deluxe stuff. It's such a toxic concept, in my opinion.
There are two things I have only publicly and privately complained to my friends I know who work at Atlus. One is the absolutely terrible cover of Nocturne HD, and the second being how much I absolutely think the digital deluxe early pre-order bonus is the most anti-consumer thing they've ever done.
Yeah, I agree.
Now,
I'm sorry. I'm still kind of reloading the Persona Central site because now, like, if they're saying it's down because of the amount of people going to it, I could almost understand that. But it's been
they are
30
raking
minutes to an hour?
in the Google AdSense. They are just cha-ching, baby. Let's get those clicks.
No, I have ad blocker on, so that'll be
Oh, I am too dumb for that. They're getting all of my Hyundai ads and then some. But you know what? While I do have you here, I would be curious though. What is the Larrue seal of approval? SMT5 Collector's Edition. Now, just for the sake of being realistic, let's go by JP standards, because obviously it won't be the same CE across the world, because God knows they can give us a simultaneous release date, but they can't give us the same in terms of physical goods.
Yeah, we're gonna 100% get a trash version. I think that the seal of approval would have to include a full soundtrack. That's what they've done that pretty much every time with the Japanese releases, so I'm not too worried about that. I would like an art book just because when Doise has work in his art book, it shows his drafts and it also has his opinions and his thoughts. And I like that. I like that the most in art books. That's why Soijima's art books are so good, because he talks about the art. Kaneko's art books are literally just this is the image. On
oh my god, I know. Like, whoever has to work on his artwork books, it must be so depressing. Of like, do you want to say anything about this? No. There you go. Just take it. Just take my art. I actually had a funny thought. Someone was talking to me about this, of that new, I guess we still don't know the developer game, but the people behind Monarch. Someone was like, what do you think would happen if that's the game Kaneko comes back for? And I'll be like, I don't think that would ever happen. But if that did happen, that would just ultimately confirm the, decade-plus long rumors that he had a really bad breakup with Atlus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the mind that he's not going to go to join that either. from his Strange Journey interview, it sounds like he's done with creative development at all.
Listen,
Like,
if the
he's
last
not
child can bring
Yeah.
him in, anyone can bring him in. He's got a price. He's got a price.
Well, that was because those were his friends, and I don't think he's friends with Kazunari Suzuki or any of the other people involved in that new game.
I would say
Like,
those people have a better chance of bringing him in than anyone at Atlas right now. They have a better
think
chance
so?
than 100%, because at least they have like that we're getting the band back together mentality. Like, the only thing of that whole project that I've been like a little iffy of is I don't like that they had to reveal it as a school RPG, but then I remember it's a game marketed in Japan, so of course it has to be a school RPG.
Yeah.
So,
Well-
like, I think that would be a much easier sell for him. But, like, my theory for why he's been out of the industry so long has always just been he is so F it rich in terms of the royalties he set up for his old, like, contracts and stuff that he literally never has to work again in his life.
I just don't think he wants to do it. That's literally my theory because.
That goes
that's
to
what
it. That goes kind of to it as well, because, like, and this means nothing against even if it is true or not, of, like, if you are an artist, even if you are set for life money-wise, if the right project hits you, there's nothing that should stop you from wanting to do it. Like, a great example of something like that is when you saw people come and work with, and I know this is kind of a weird example, but when you saw people like Guillermo del Toro and Nicholas Winding Refn work on Death Stranding, they were not getting paid their normal budgets for anything. That is, I'm working with a friend. And so, like, that brings them in, whereas, like, I can't see any project that Atlas West would ever do again that they would bring him in for, especially now, because, like, one of the weirdest things that I still kind of get over that people will talk about frame rates all day or price tags and DLC for Nocturne. Why are we, like, you and me, I swear to God, are the only people on YouTube or even on the internet who ever talk about the fact that Nocturne HD straight up is fucking ignoring people's original credits. Like, that's the most disgusting thing that game does.
Sorry, I kind of got like sidetracked for a bit because I was reading something regarding DX2, but
DX2 should not steal your attention away from art, myths, and rumors. But was there a new leak for DX2, please?
Oh, they've announced all the demons that are going to be in the new Wood Race update. I mean, we already knew what they were, but it's kind of cool to see the skills and stuff.
Those hints were not that fake.
But I was gonna say other good example of that is like The Walking Dead, how Frank Darabont was able to get people who he liked working with and collaborated with to come back and work with him cheaply for the first season before he got fired, and like they only worked with him because they're friends.
Oh my god, yeah, totally. Like how else would you have gotten? Oh my god, why am I forgetting his name? But guy who was Daryl's brother. My fucking god, I know his name's Merle, but the actor's name.
I don't remember.
But like, yeah, you're right. Like those are great examples of like you're taking the pay cut because the project's interesting, or the guy who's making it, you trust them artistically.
By the way, someone tagged me in a thing related to Persona 5 and how when the Persona 5 stuff got leaked, Atlas put out a news post saying that you have to change your password because they got hacked. But it obviously wasn't a hack; it was just an error on their part. So it almost lends some credibility. Just waiting to see what they do.
I just hope that somebody, like, it's early noon in Japan. Someone's looking at this news. They're like, God, I can't wait for E3. Everyone's gonna see that we have a release trailer. Everyone's gonna be so surprised. It's gonna be, because like another thing that I find so funny about this is like this is such a huge amount of news that again it can only be shown at the Nintendo conference or Nintendo Direct. So like then you have to ask yourself, because this is something I've been surprised people aren't bringing up with the November date. Is Nintendo legit like giving this the hey, this is our big holiday back title? Because yes, I know they have Pokemon like the Sinnoh remakes coming out this year, but like they're so different markets and stuff. It's not really fair for it. Like smack dab November in something that is a big system exclusive. I'm like, man, I don't even know if I would have been confident enough to throw this into November. So like clearly they must really think if this date's real that they've got something really special on your hands, because every other Atlas title has avoided November like the plague. The last November title I can think in the West that we ever got was what, Persona Q1?
Yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah.
So it's like one of those things of like, man, I really hope that goes to kind of show the strides this game took, but then it goes into the thing of like, I hope like the only best case scenario I can think of for this situation is we have shitty Nintendo YouTubers on Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, making 20-minute long videos talking about why did they show so much SMT5. Like, that's the best case scenario of this whole situation happens, of people being like, oh, they showed this RPG for way too long. I wanted to see Breath of the Wild too. Like, if this game becomes like their star of the show, it would be like almost like a surreal thing, because it's like SMT5 is like anticipated, but I would not say it's in most people in terms of Western. I know in Japan it's obviously very, very highly anticipated and in our fan circles, but like in terms of Western media, you don't see like IGN covering SMT5. You don't see places like GameSpot like, oh my god, SMT5 guys. It's like, no, they're talking about Metroid, Mario, Zelda, like all the stuff you expect to see. Even like Monster Hunter. Like, if this can kind of get a bump the way Nintendo gave Monster Hunter Rise a bump, I would love to see that, because I don't think Atlas has ever kind of proved it otherwise outside of a Sony exclusive.
Yeah. I mean...
Especially in a year that, well, hypothetically, this is going to be a quiet fall. Like, I don't think people really understand. There's no huge game that's waiting to get announced at E3 with a fall release date. Like, there is a very real chance this could be, like, one of the top 5 biggest games this fall.
I'm just... I really do feel like it's a bold decision, but I almost feel like it's something that they want. Especially if we're looking at the Sega, that projection thing they had where they're talking about wanting to make these titles more global and recognized. I know that they specifically say Persona 5, but I think that like this would just tie into the idea of making Megaten more of a global recognized brand. I think that it's funny, the idea of going to like a channel that I know is like all Nintendo only or all Pokemon and seeing them be like, oh yeah, today we're gonna play SMT5 is like the most terrifying thing I've ever heard.
I heard someone say this to me recently, and not like me directly, but I heard someone say this on a Nintendo channel, and I was deeply shook by my reaction to this. Someone was like, oh hey, you were reviewing Nocturne HD, what'd you think about it? And they're like, oh yeah, it's kind of like that Pokemon, right? It's like a demon Pokemon? And I blacked out. I had like a Vietnam PTSD flashback of like the person reviewing it described Nocturne as, oh, it's that Pokemon with demon skin. I'm like, oh my god.
I will say that that's kind of how I was introduced to Nocturne. So it's
I get that, but it's like it's also one of those things of like in my brain, and obviously I'm so biased and stuff because of how much I'm around it, but like, I'm so used to, at least at this point, people are aware of, like, if you've done any semblance of homework, you should know SMT is more than Persona. Persona is still intrinsically tied to SMT, but every entry is kind of its own beast. Like, there's really no point to ever compare any of them, unless you're just feeling very reductive. So, like, it's kind of one of those things of, like, even, like, comparing SMT 3 to 5, like, outside of, like, thematic stuff for it, like, there will be very few similarities, I assume. Like, that's just how they make their games. And so...
Yeah, but it's like that elevator pitch thing. You know, you want to try to sell the sizzle, and the easiest way to be like, hey, try SMT is to be like, it's demon Pokemon. It's just Pokemon, but a little darker.
I really hope that's how, like, that's how SMT5 became... that's how SMT5 became, like, their big, like, Switch exclusive. They're like, guys, what if you had adult Pokemon exclusive on your handheld system from 2017 hardware?
Persona Center is back up, by the way. It's there, but of course there's literally nothing else. Now that I reloaded.
No updated tweet. We're still from an hour ago. I'm gonna reload the exact same page though and see if there's any changes at all.
There's nothing.
No.
Nothing.
He literally just got the site going back up again. By the way, I appreciate you for letting me steal you this long. I was not sure how long you would let me hijack your stream and have you on mine, but thank you for the Larrue bump. We're somehow at 180 people at like fucking midnight my time listening to us two jackasses talking.
It's all good.
I could not believe that not more people are up, like kind of Because, like, again, this goes back to, like, even if this is fake, this is too weird to ignore, right? Like, I can't imagine just, like, going to bed being like, huh, okay. Like,
I feel like it's one of I don't know. People wake up for SMT, but I guess not. They don't wake up for rumors.
I know, but it's so. I think like that goes back to my whole thing of. I think the most interesting part about this isn't even, oh, is this real or not? Of like, there's like two conversations. One, the everlasting effects of if it is real, like what does it mean? And on top of it, of like, if you are Persona Central, how absolutely fucked you are if this ends up being totally wrong. Because like, this isn't like a Switch Pro rumor. Like, you've been on Twitter, you've seen over the last couple of weeks, it's like every day, everyone on Twitter thinks the Switch Pro is getting announced any minute now. Like, that rumor can get wrong for the end of time. This, as a rumor fuck-up, would almost be like, no one would ever trust you ever again. People would still go to your website, but, like, you would almost, like, cancel yourself. It's that bad if that was wrong.
I don't know. I don't even care about it. I don't even care about a Switch Pro. I am interested to see the thing that kind of irks me about this listing is I was expecting to see Shin Megami Tensei 5 Edition Switch with Jack Frost.
Oh, dude, you know that's happening. Lock it in the bank. That's happening. What do you mean you were expecting? It's happening.
That's all I cared about. I cared about that more than the story of Shin Megami.
Now, like 5. That. Well, let's go off like Atlas trajectory. If this is all real, we're going off that. I'm expecting you go to that's your TGS news. Even if you're not at TGS time frame, you announce it then. Because really Nintendo's been waiting like a month or two before the game comes out to do the system announcement. It makes no sense at all in terms of planning and manufacturing, but I'm sure manufacturing anything this year is a fucking disaster. So, like, I think that's not something you announce at a release date. That's something you announce, like, 2 months before the release date.
Yeah. It's...
Also, I'm very disappointed all you want from that is just a Jack Frost Switch. Like, come on, man. You're an artist. You can't do a little better than just make it white and have some blue on there.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is every single collector's edition Switch besides the Mario one has been hideous in my opinion.
I am so glad you covered your ass on that. I'm looking at my red Switch right now.
The only other one that comes close is the Animal Crossing one, but I don't care for Animal Crossing. I just like the color pattern. But yeah, I just don't have faith in a really nice, interesting design like the SMT4 3DS. I kind of just expect a bare bones thing. So give me my blue Switch Joy-Cons with Jack Frost's face on the back of the Switch, and I think that would be the collector's edition.
Just because we've now like cursed ourselves, what's going to happen is worst case scenario, the collector's edition Switch is poopy brown to match the desert aesthetic, and the dock is just like Lucifer's taint color, like dark green. Like that's worst case scenario what happens. Best case scenario, if I'm like feeling ritzy on a Thursday, Friday morning, I say you go alignment themed. The system and dock neutral, and then you have like a red for chaos and a blue for law, or like a white for like law. I don't know, whatever be more complimentary, but like with something that is literally intrinsically tied to colors, it's kind of surprising they've always kept it so minimalistic. But I mean, hey, I am in the camp of I think that SMT4 3DS is like one of the best looking collector's edition designs I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, what on a like Jack Frost amiibo or something? Do you think that's possible?
So this is a weird one. So right now, I actually had a really funny. I asked somebody this. I went, why are there no amiibo functionalities in any Atlas games? And I asked a friend of mine who's at Atlas Japan this, because it was one of those things of I had to like get an answer from the source, because if you ask someone at the West, they'd be like, what the fuck's an amiibo? Like, Atlas West gets no amiibo. Like, they have no to say in anything. So, like, I asked someone who's at Atlas Japan, and I was like, why do you guys not do anything for amiibo? And they basically said, if you're not Nintendo, you don't make amiibo. Because the rule is amongst companies, if you are not Nintendo, your amiibo will be in the bargain bin by a month. and no one will want them. And I'm like, damn, you're not wrong, dude. And so it's like kind of one of those things of they just expect Amiibo to just be this thing that are boxed collectors because they know unless you're Nintendo, you can't get away with something like because even like just think about it. How did TMS not have Amiibo support? How did Nocturne or Scramble not have Amiibo support? Like fucking Smash Bros. Ultimate had better Amiibo support than any actual Atlas game. So it's just kind of one of those things of, it's just like, it's a different time and a different place of like, if you're not Nintendo, there's no motivation to make or integrate Amiibo because literally Nintendo is the only one paying to make them happen. Nintendo is paying a licensing fee to make like other companies' Amiibos. Like when Nintendo printed Joker, Atlas makes money from that, but it's nothing really notable. It's just something like they do, which like kind of sucks because like I would like in the way that like SMT4 actually used Street Pass and some 3DS exclusive features. I would love for Atlas to get fucking weird. Like, this is a Switch exclusive, man. Make the fucking HD Rumble matter for once. Like, do something. Like, if you're gonna put yourself on outdated hardware, at least fucking play with it, you know? Like, have fun. Like, make Amiibo support. Like, hopefully stuff like that. Like, that doesn't mean SMT5 won't have Amiibo support, but it definitely does mean, like, we would have to be really, really, really lucky to get Amiibos. And if we did, it would just be really boring. Like, it wouldn't be protagonist, it wouldn't be any main story characters, it would either be Jack Frost or some demon that might be intrinsically tied to the story. Which really sucks, because, like, oh my god, worst case scenario, I would, oh god, please, I'm gonna put this out there, but please don't be real. Please don't do all the demons in the game or on Amiibo cards. If that happened, I might actually just scream for a whole day straight. I don't want SMT demon Amiibo cards.
Yeah, that's 200. They're saying 200 demons or something. If that leak is to be believed, I'm really doubting the leak, by the way, because the more I look at it, the fact that there's no Japanese site. I can't find any Japanese sites talking about it.
And there are a lot of blogs who would talk about this. Yeah, like Famitsu is not brave enough to not talk about, like, Famitsu will get paid to do whatever you want, but, like, Famitsu will break news. Like even stuff like, there are so many just reputable, like, Japanese sites for it, like, they are awake. They could talk about this. This is just one of those things of, like, I'm not saying I want it to be fake, or I think it's fake, but it is one of those things of, like, and I think everyone in chat might even agree, this is almost like a, like, if you ever, I know there's a term for it, you know, like when you look at a painting, and the longer you look at it, it almost feels like it's changing into a different image? That's what this leak nuke story looks like to me. When I see it, I go, huh, that's weird, and then the more I look at it, I'm like, this doesn't add up. Something seems weird about this. Like, this seems like someone fed an AI 1,000 news stories about Atlas news, and then they came up with this, like, description and release date.
Yeah, because I only found one website, and it's like the most ghetto website I've ever seen. It's Kaigai Anime Game Doga Matome
Larrue,
XY.
Larrue, why are we not talking about this? What's the leaked release date?
Oh, November 11th.
What day of the week is that? It's a
Let's
Thursday. It's a Thursday. Games don't come out on Thursdays, everyone. We've been duped. Why didn't we think about this? Oh, man. No game comes out on Thursday. I'm gonna eat my Jack Frost mask in the course of this fucking live stream. Why has no one brought that up? That's not a release date. That's not even like, oh, kind of a release date. That should be, like, red flag number 1. I'm disappointed in myself, everybody. I am sorry. So,
come out on Tuesdays? Is that the thing?
Tuesdays and Fridays are the normal thing, even in Japan. So, like, Thursday would be excruciatingly weird, unless you're being extra weird of, like, well, even then it doesn't make sense. I was thinking, like, time zones, but then even then in that case, well, then that means Japan's basically getting it, like, 2 days ahead of us then. Also, I will say this, just because this happened.
It could be global release, yeah, because if it's coming out in Japan on Thursday, that means it's coming out here on Friday.
But then even in that case, by the time Wednesday night rolls around, people have the game, but we still gotta wait 2 days.
No, because oh man, now my brain hurts.
Work this out. Come on, you got it.
I'm not gonna do this. It's like 10:17. My brain is not suited for time zone crunching. All I know is that I feel like it makes sense, and I'm not strong brained enough to refute that.
Big
it doesn't
brain
make sense.
Larrue cannot convert time zones.
Numbers. Okay, Japan is 13 hours ahead according to my chat. Thank you, Zero. That means that if it releases on Thursday, it would have to be like a midnight release or something crazy, and it'll probably unlock like around the time that like where the stars align and it's like moving into Friday for us. So they would probably have it a couple hours early, like literally 13 hours early. But you know.
And then I'll just make you extra more confused by being like, okay, then what do you do if you're Australian? Do you then just go, okay, well, fuck, do I wait or do I go by 2 hours before?
That's true. What happens to Australia? Oh, let's just say Australia gets it 15 hours later.
Australian exclusive. They've been deprived of Atlas timely releases for so many years. They were like, "Do you think I forgot how many years you made me wait for fucking Persona 4 Arena P Cube?" No, we're finally getting our just desserts.
So I'm hearing that they added details to this the article now to have screen grabs.
All right, I'm reloading. If we have updated, I will throw it on because we've
This
just
is
had
the most ghetto looking screen grabs, dude.
Bro,
Okay.
you saying that has me worried. Oh
But
my
it
god, I was right. It is just okay. Chat, this is so ghetto. You have to see this. I'm finally putting effort into OBS. We're going to display capture. Enjoy the infinite repeating. You were not kidding. Oh my god, this is literally exactly what I thought. This is literally just someone took the HTML breakdown and is like, "Yo, check this out." This,
Dude,
by the way, as with my limited knowledge of Japanese, as some people may know, I have at least a couple of years of Japanese under my belt. I can talk to 5th graders in Japanese, not English. This was legit just Google Translate, translated.
Yeah,
as someone reading this in Japanese, I'm like, bro.
It's pretty bad.
Okay. Wow.
Brain hurts though. This is so ghetto. But at least it exists. And
Also,
I actually
let's be
think
very real. This also could have been made as easily as it was fake. Again, not trying to say I want it to be fake, but it is one of those. It is one of those weird things of like, tell me how incredibly easy this would be to make in Japanese on a text file.
it looks. Do you see the thing they say at the end? It says screen captures from previously broken Japanese website updated to its original state in 15 minutes. Like, I just think it's funny because it's like the ultimate cover, but it sounds so stupid. Like, it's literally.
That's why I was so weird. Of like, if this wasn't legit, why did they not just go submit it anonymously or something? Like anything to say who else had this from it.
They should have. What they should have really done is they should have definitely given it to someone else to like double, like to kind of just to have multiple sources. Basically, the idea that we're gonna just trust this one screen capture from this one person, and apparently it was up for 15 minutes. Like, I mean, it the only thing that it kind of confirms to me is that it potentially was just literally they saw it, they screen capped it, they were like, no time to explain. Google Translate article, put it up as quick as possible. Like, but it does make me super suspicious. It's so Google Translate-y. The parts that are in English are usually in English because if it's saying because it says devil as the head, and then it says Nakama in the text, which is usually what they used in reference to demons, like the recruitable demons. So I think it's interesting that like a lot of this is believable ish. I'm so confused. I don't know. It looks. I don't know. Doubt.
This is just I will say I at least feel a little bit better now. Like we're winding down on this nightmare fuel consciousness thought of like. This is at least a thing of like, okay, well, you know what? They've shown their piece. All we can do now is wait. Because I'll say this: if they never showed any proof, like until E3 happened, it would just be a daily shit show for them of like, okay, but what the fuck? Like, what the fuck was this?
I just hope this is a prank. I actually kind of hope this is wrong. I hope this is not real.
What if
it would be so funny?
What if this is wrong, but Nintendo then almost does it to fuck with them, and they just do this. They do this. They go 11-11-21, and then they cut out 3 ones and make it 1-1-22. Just to be like, no, dude, we're not your release date. Like, just for that, you're delayed 2 months. That's what you get. That's what you get for thinking you've just tried to. Because, like, think about it. Nintendo's actually really good with leaks. Because Nintendo iron tight. Like, I don't even try asking, like, updates for SMT5. Just because it's like one of those things of like, listen, there are so many NDAs and so many people who can get their fucking ass eaten out for talking about it. There's no point in talking about it. It's kind of so weirdly far off. It's like, whatever. But like this to leak, someone at... This is literally what's going to happen. Someone at Atlas Japan is going to get fired, or someone is going to have to hopefully tell Reggie that he had to slap himself on the wrist, because there's like 2 people who work on that website. So...
Yeah. I'm just like looking at everybody who I follow who works at Atlas or Sega and being like,
oh my god, dude, that was the first thing I said even before I made this live stream. I went to all of my friends who work at Atlas and I looked at their social media, because that would be one of those things like you just see them maybe like post a gif of just like depressed like Bart Simpson in the rain or something, or like angry like man or whatever. Like you would think someone would have a reaction about this. Nothing. Everyone's acting. Everyone's acting normal.
Zachary's remembering my favorite Persona character. Says he did that 30 minutes ago. I wonder, he's awake. It doesn't mean anything, but you know, it's worth noting.
I don't know if you've ever done this. My favorite thing to do when I can't ask someone a question on the record, I will ask them a question, and I will say, obviously off the record, but I would like your reaction to this question or a series of events with emojis. Please just emoji out your feelings of this day.
That's a way to do it.
Because like I want you to know this, because I think people might think, oh, Atlas is used to the leaks. I can tell everyone right now, every single leak, whether it be Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games or fucking 2 Point University, every leak that happens, they fucking hate it, because they have to go through hours of meetings talking about, guys, we gotta tighten our stuff up. We're looking sloppy. We're getting leaked everywhere. Like they hate it. If you think they are even desensitized to it a little bit, they hate leaks so much. Like I cannot put it into enough words.
Yeah, I'm just like, I just kind of love the idea that you know. I mean, it must be really painful to kind of just know something and not be able to say anything. It's got to be the most painful thing. Part of the job is just being like, man, like someone screwed up. Can't do anything about it though. Can't complain. I'm like, but I'm looking at literally everybody. I'm looking at every single person, and there's not a single tweet. There's not a single like liked tweet. There's nothing about anything. They're just kind of, you know, existing. I mean, a lot of these people are probably asleep, but I know the ones that live in California at least, and they're not tweeting anything. So I don't know. Very, very sus, as the kids say.
Oh, we're ending it on a sus note. I appreciate you for tainting both my stream and your stream.
Just saying, you said taint like 4 times today. This is the most I've ever heard that word in all of my life.
Quick question, just to clear it up. Taumi asked, is Zach head of PR? No, he's not head of PR. PR is like split between like 5 or 6 people in America and Europe. Like there's no one person anymore, very specifically because of 2020. Like they don't want there to be, like, this really sucks that like they can't say this officially, although it hurts when you hear it out loud. They have they have privately said they don't want another John Harden. And that's nothing against John Harden, they just don't want to have one person tied to their brand. Which really sucks.
Dangerous. Well, to me, I get it. It's dangerous to have someone attached to you, because if you leave, then it could negatively affect the brand. If you're that much of an asset, you can leverage and get more money or whatever. Leverage it for whatever you want. I feel like I understand the reasoning. I just don't like it. I want to live in a world where there's someone who understands meme culture and is actually doing it, you know?
I was so sad, dude. I forgot what John's old Reddit name used to be. Because what was it? Atlas Prime?
Atlas Prime, yeah. He gave it to Mitch and them, but then Mitch doesn't work there either, so I don't know anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, they're not literally they're not allowed to use that Reddit account anymore. They had to make another one. Which, like, imagine just think about it. Somebody at some point looked at the Bufu Boys and went, "We can't have you guys. This is too much personality."
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do feel like I understand. I just think it's kind of like not good.
If anyone wants anyone to blame, though, you can all blame the Shin Megami Tensei Network podcast because John Harden leaked those 3DS games back then. That's the reason he got fired. That's what happened, everybody. If it wasn't for Legend of Legacy, he'd still be there.
That's not. I mean, ugh.
That is, by the way, that is not true. That is very not true.
Right.
I was getting no. I told the story recently. When he told, when that, because that there were a couple of what was it? There were some people actually who wrote news stories when that podcast went up of oh, this game's getting localized or whatever. He even asked, he was like, hey, am I in trouble for this? Because I went up to him and oh, dude, I'm sorry, if we shouldn't have included that or whatever, because it just seemed like such an off-comment thing. And what was so funny was he was like, he was like, dude, my boss didn't even care. He's like, it doesn't matter. It's just some 3DS game. It's not a big deal. I'm like, that's the perfect attitude. That's how you should look at it. You shouldn't look at it like, oh my god, dude, we just leaked this 3DS game that came out 2 years ago in Japan. Now, I am getting asked this really quick, and I wonder if this would change your mind. People are saying, because October 31st, 2019, was that a Thursday in a calendar? Because that is
21st?
31st, because that's when Royal came out in Japan. That was a Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.
See?
Some validity. See? It's twisting our minds more. Thank you, chat, for keeping me on my toes. The Thursday release date is always weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I have got to go to bed. You probably have to go.
I'm going to go back to playing Nocturne for a bit and not talking about this.
I love that way, by the way, that you can just roll out of this and just go, oh, man, got to play some more Nocturne. Because when you put a tweet out today, you're at 800 hours, and I'm like, that's that's just irresponsible for your own life.
I really know Nocturne now. I know it intimately. Nocturne is a bedfellow, a strange one.
Oh my gosh, it's too bad. It's too bad you don't have a podcast. You could have done a spoiler cast about that game.
No, we did a spoiler cast for Nocturne. It's just we did it before the English version of HD Remaster came out, so it was one of those.
Insert my very, very bad Simpsons impression. That's the joke.
Oh.
It's too late though for that. I understand. Well, before you leave my stream and I leave your stream, you've been on here way, way, way too long. So, do you want to tell people if they're watching on my stream who you are and where they can find the Larrue brand TM?
Yeah. My name is Larrue, and if you want to listen or whatever, go to my channel. It's Larrue. Just type in Larrue on YouTube and search me up. You want to do the same thing, Spencer, because the people in my chat don't know.
Who the fuck's this annoying guy who's probably in his bedroom in Kansas right now? Yep. I love to imagine, I can only imagine, I have 1% of the market climb down. Just nobody ever knows who the fuck I am. So, hi everybody, I'm Spencer. I run Shin Megami Tensei Network. It's a community online, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, all that fun stuff. I have a weekly podcast called Shin Megami Tensei Network. So if you're throbbing every week waiting for the Hello Fellow Mega Tennis podcast to come back, you can just squint your ears really hard and pretend Larue's on there. So yeah, we're just a weekly podcast community, bunch of shenanigans and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that is who I am. I don't have a fun internet name. I just use my real name. So if you look up Shin Megami Tensei Network or Spencer Presley, you'll find everything there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I cannot believe I dragged you on for that long, but it was good talking to you. I'm sure we will wake up in the morning having the exact opposite thoughts and go back to thinking this is all fake rumor BS, but I'm glad we had this talk.
Yeah.
See you, man.
Yep. All right. Later.
Holy moly, that was a long one, everybody. Okay, I gotta get out of here for many reasons. The voice chat is still there for some reason. I'm gonna pop into the voice chat. I'm gonna give everyone one last moment to kind of say their piece, thoughts about this, updated if anything has changed. So if you are on the Discord for SMTN, pop in general voice chat. Stay muted until I throw out your name, just so we don't all sound like a bunch of yappers. But yes, thank you all for watching this on YouTube. Over like 100 and blank of you. You are all beautiful, awesome people. Atlas South, bringing up SPCR. If you remember what SPCR is, you are officially the homie. Also, I have to go back. I hope I can pull this up. Someone donated $5 to Super Chat who I cannot find for some reason. For some godforsaken reason, but I will give you your proper shout-outs on the podcast probably next week. Thank you so much for the super chat. The fact that anyone would even pay $1 for this, you are all amazing. And 99.9% of the time, I always give shout-outs, but thank you to anyone for joining me, talking about this, freaking out with me. And double thank you to my wife, who is probably very annoyed that I did this in the middle of the night with no warning at all, because I am an absolute madman. Voice chat, you beautiful people, I can't believe you waited this long. We're going to test it one more time. First up to bat to say goodbye and final thoughts. Matt the Wob.
You got it wrong again.
God damn it! It's so late, I can't ever get it right. Matt the Wab. Why do I think Wob? Wob is not a word, everybody. Don't listen to me. It's always... Oh, I already forgot again. Matt the Wab is not real. No, Wob is not real. Wab is real. Correct?
I don't exist.
Jesus, Matt. Why can't your last name just be W? Your first name Matt, middle name the, last name W.
Look, man, it's a three-letter word.
I know, but it really confuses my dumb Kansas memory. Can you explain? Does Wab like stand for anything?
No, the only reason that my name is like this, my old username was MatthewAB29, and then somebody mispronounced it as Matt the Wab, and that stuck.
Okay. And now you're either spending your time here correcting me, or on Kind of Funny Games Daily getting yelled at by Greg, because Greg is just yelling at everybody every episode now.
Correct.
So Matt,
okay.
you stuck it out. Things have changed. We've had conspiracy theories about Thursday. Are you in Thursday Gate or not? # Thursday Gate.
I'm not in Thursday Gate.
I'm not either, man. I'm feeling weird about this whole thing. It's very, as Baka Larrue said, very sussy. This whole thing is very sussy pants.
I can't think of any games that came out on Thursday. I'm sure there are, but I just can't think of any.
Even with P5R, I still think it's a little weird. Also, I may be wrong. But, okay, Zeron, you did change your name. I was like, who stole Zeron's old icon? Zeron, I made you wait for maybe what might be 17 hours to talk. So, because I was so rude to you last time, would you like to say more clear thoughts before we wrap this shit show up on the whole thing?
For me, it's believable that it's a Thursday date because every Atlas Japan ever since were Thursday. When I check, I was like, oh, it's Thursday. From only Japan, but I don't know. For Western, it's more of a Tuesday. So yeah.
It is weird because, you know what, now that you think about it, I'm going to go back in time. Not my DeLorean, but my very bad computer microphone. I'm going to go to February... Oh my gosh, February 2020. How much you want to bet that 22... No, February 20th. Motherfucker, you're right! It's February 2020, when Striker/Scramble released. That was also a Thursday. What the hell? What is this Thursday conspiracy? Thursday Gate just gets more and more confusing, but this is all topsy-turvy. Cross Renren, thank you for waiting. What are your thoughts on Atlas leaking all over the place?
This leak happens a lot, so I think someone on the inside He's probably putting something out to get a buzz. You know, since everyone's talking about a leak, it gets more hype for people, more hype for the game. Well, not hype, but more interest in it. So
this is easily the most I've talked about SMT5 in I think like all year. So for you though, are you wanting the November date to be true? Not only do you want it to be true, but are you in the like it doesn't get pushed back or anything?
I would want it to be November because that is close to my birthday, so that may be a cool gift. But I think it may get pushed back just because it's Atlas. If there's nothing's revealed in like the next few months, I probably think it may be pushed back, but it would be cool if it came out in November.
Imagine what a disaster this is going to be if after all of this, SMT5 does not show up at E3. So we'll never know if it's true. So we just have to wait even longer. Like, no, sorry, we were going to show SMT5, but we decided to show Persona 3 and 4 Collection coming to Switch this fall.
I would buy that. Don't kill me inside.
I'm going to horrifyingly ruin your name, but tell me, do you have any thoughts before we finish this up?
On the leak itself, I think it's kind of huge that they leaked a mainline game, since like that's mainline Megami Tensei. That's like Atlas's main. That's like the Atlas thing. So I think that's crazy. Someone's getting fired if this is real.
Yeah, it's either Persona Central or some intern. One of those two people are getting fired.
In terms of your rambling discussion that you had in the stream, what really stood out to me was the amiibo discussion. I think it would be really cool if they had like amiibos playing like fusion accidents. Like Joker could get you Arsene, Bayonetta could get you some witch lady. I think that would be a really cool idea.
That would actually be pretty funny, especially if we if they can get wicked wild and wet with amiibo. I'd be definitely down for that. Special surprise celebrity guest. I'm trying to go to bed here. Duke the Juke Black 14th is here. But will he talk? That's the real question. Will Duke Black of Image Pooch Software finally give his thoughts on SMT5?
Yeah, I will.
What are your thoughts, my man?
Man, I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted to come out next year just to spite Torin. But,
he doesn't deserve happiness, everyone. Anyone who knows fellow admin Torin / femboy online, Torin does not deserve happy things. That's why we have his job just be the... he's the guy who, when things leak at Atlas, he has to clean them up with his little sippy cup. But, like, not only besides of, like, wanting it to be pushed back for mean reasons... Do you think it's happening?
I don't know. Like, this is really weird the more that we look at it, but like it'd be nice. Like you said, there's really nothing coming out for fall, so I think that'd be a perfect time to release it.
Also, guys, we haven't talked about this. Like, I've brought it up a little bit in the beginning, but we still don't know what this game's gameplay looks like. What if this game's gameplay just looks like literally it's just SMT4 in HD? Like, they're still using pixel art, it's real low budget, and they, like, did the bare minimum for UE4. It's like what are the chances? Like, obviously, nobody wants this game to be bad, or even, like, disappointing, but, like, what if this game gets revealed and it looks just like a big budget 3DS game?
Does it look nice, though? I mean, like...
It would look... It would have good cinematics. It'd be like Reverse Nocturne. The gameplay would look bad, but the cinematics would be really good.
I'd be fine. I'd be disappointed, but I'd be like, whatever, fuck you, Atlas. Like,
do we still get the PS1 PNGs?
That's a great question. I would say no, but that's just because I've already been told that they're literally just ripping models from P5 and stuff. So that's to be expected. You gotta cut costs wherever. Trinity, you're gonna wrap us up. Final thoughts on knocking on Leak Store.
Well, here's the thing. if I saw screenshots, like screenshots I haven't seen before, I mean, sure, I'm all in here. And as for like the leaks itself, like it's not unbelievable. They got their mythology good. Like I can believe all the mythology they got. And I look back at the old trailer, and when some of those phrases pop up on the screen, you do see Da'ath, which is the Kabbalah, like text. So either they ripped it from that and just made this whole leak, or this whole plot line they've invented for themselves with the now Beanie Babies is just ripped from their own mind. But it's a believable thing. But as for now, I don't really think it's happening. And I think it's some fan who came up with a really believable leak, Pokemon style.
I would love nothing more for them all to just find out, like, in a week from now at the Nintendo Direct, like, we just got. Like, it's like, nothing about this is right, and it was just, like, we all just... Like, this would be the SMT equivalent of, like, the Joker leak. Not the Joker leak, the Grinch leak. This would be our next Grinch. It would be the Thursday Grinch leak.
Oh my god, yes. But you know what, I can't wait. I don't know if David knows yet, but if he sees this and gets his hopes up, and I'm gonna hate to see his high and then come down after E3 when we don't even see the game.
That would be like next level cucking. That would be like you've never cucked someone harder than that. Of like, guys, it's here. Don't worry. November, it's coming, baby. And then it's just like, nah. No, and you're not even going to see it. Like, it's not even going to show up at all for the rest of the year. We're not even going to talk about it or even look at it.
Narukami's going to show up, and it's just going to be David, like an I Killed Mufasa scene.
Oh my god. Okay. It is almost 1 o'clock where I am. I have got to get the holy hell out of here. So thank you all for talking live. Thank you all for listening live. Double thank you for Larrue for making up for everyone else I tried getting on here for... being a punk. If everyone wants to unmute themselves and say goodbye as obnoxiously as possible, this is your one chance. This is your one Baba Booey moment.
Thanks, not punk Larue.
Goodbye, Plague, Gravity Rush.
Good night, Spence.
Yeah, I like Danganronpa sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm just a catchy, and I'll see you later.
Dang, I can't believe it.
What time are we time we watching the Nintendo Direct?
I'm going to be just live streaming myself just constantly from midnight until the end of Thursday. I'm not going to leave myself any rest. It's going to be just constant focus and torture on myself, like when we did that live stream through the 30-hour Persona marathon for 5.
Oh, fuck no.
And the only thing that will keep me awake is I will be playing Criminal Girls 2 exclusively on the PlayStation Vita. Goodbye, everybody. Please don't do what I do for a living. It's all very terrible. Thank you, everybody, for talking to me live. I love you all so much. Thank you all for over 100 people being here. And that one guy who donated $5, or gal, I'm so terribly sorry I let you skip by. But thank you all so much. I love you all. Goodbye.